Here is a visual story of 4 friends lost in the depths of an ancient, forgotten palace, and their journey back to the light. Scene 1. The descent into darkness. The grand entrance of the ARA Palace was intimidating, a maw of carved, ancient stone towering above the dense jungle. It had been Leo's idea, challenging his 3 friends, Maya, Sam, and Chloe, to explore the ruins before sunset. They stepped past the crumbling pillars, their laughter echoing. But as they crossed the threshold, the heavy wooden doors groaned shut behind them, sealed by an unseen mechanism. Sunlight was instantly replaced by oppressive, heavy gloom. Their only light came from flickering flashlights, cutting weak beams through the dust motes of a vast, silent corridor. The air grew instantly cold. They were inside, but they were no longer alone. Scene 2. The Chamber of Whispers. Hours passed. The palace was a labyrinth of misleading corridors and dead ends. Their initial excitement had vanished, replaced by a growing, silent panic. The map Sam had brought was useless in this subterranean maze. They stumbled into a massive, circular chamber that seemed to hum with age. Shadows, cast by their weak torches, stretched like long fingers across the walls. Maya, usually the boldest, gripped Chloe's arm tightly. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Every rustle of dust sounded like a footstep. It felt as though the palace itself was breathing, watching them, and actively shifting its architecture to keep them contained. They were hopelessly lost. Scene 3. The Light of Hope. Just as despair set in, Chloe, whose red beanie was a small speck of color in the gloom, pointed upward. "Look! It's not a shadow." High above them, near the collapsing ceiling of a narrow passage, a single brilliant shaft of emerald light pierced the darkness. It wasn't sunlight. It was dust and moss illuminated by a hidden opening. They followed the beam, their hopes surging. The light led them not through a door, but to a steep, treacherous pile of rubble and broken masonry. This debris slide rose toward a small fissure high in the wall. The path was dangerous, but it was the only path they had. Scene 4. The Golden Escape. They scrambled up the shifting pile of stones. Sam, despite his bulky backpack, made it first, leveraging himself up to the fissure. He reached down, helping Maya, then Chloe. Leo, the last one up, took a breath and grasped Sam's hand. With one final, desperate push, they squeezed through the tight opening. They tumbled outward, not into another room, but onto a crumbling high ledge overlooking the palace grounds. The sunset they had feared missing now greeted them, bathing the world in spectacular, warm gold. The transition was blinding. Below them lay the jungle, and safety. They were exhausted, dirty and bruised, but as they stood on the precipice and felt the warm air, they laughed in pure relief. They were free.